For this list, we'll be looking at some of the most shocking national cases where people vanished without a trace and still haven't been solved years later. What missing person case shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. Richie Edwards. Back in the early years of the band Manic Street Preachers, Richie Edwards was one of their standouts on the guitar and as a lyricist. Then, in 1995, the group was set to travel to the US, but the 27-year-old Edwards didn't show up. He was last seen travelling from the Embassy Hotel in London to his flat in Cardiff. He left his passport and credit cards there and withdrew around £2,000 before vanishing. There were several unconfirmed sightings in the weeks that followed. The police located his car parked near the Severn Bridge, with the worst looking likely. However, his body wasn't found in the Bristol Channel. In 2008, Edwards was declared deceased in absentia. Number 9. Renee McRae. In Inverness in 1976, Renee McRae had recently separated from her husband, Gordon McRae. She dropped their eldest son, 9-year-old Gordon, off at his father's before driving to see her sister with their other son, 3-year-old Andrew. From there, Renee and Andrew disappeared. Her burning car was later located in a lay-by with a blood-stained carpet found inside, which matched Renee's blood type. During the investigation, it was discovered that Renee began an affair with married man William McDowell, who worked for her husband. Renee wasn't seeing her sister that day, but apparently seeing McDowell, Andrew's biological father, to start a new life. While the bodies haven't been found, McDowell is set to stand trial for their slayings in 2022. Number 8. Rebecca Corium. In 2011, 24-year-old recent university graduate Rebecca Corium was working on the cruise ship Disney Wonder. On the 22nd of March, she no-showed her shift. The crew looked for her in her room and other places, but found no sign of her. Quickly, CCTV was examined. They located footage of Corium on the phone at 5:45 a.m. that morning. She looked upset with whoever she was speaking to. That was the last time anyone saw her. The Mexican Coast Guard was called to search the waters, yet there was no sign of Corium. The likely theories are that she slipped on the deck and fell out to sea, or that a heavy wave swept her away near the crew pool. Number 7. Ben Needham. On the Greek island of Kos in 1991, Kerry Needham had to work, so she left her 21-month-old son Ben at her parents' house. At the time, the grandparents were renovating a farmhouse, which Ben popped in and out of during the day, but by the afternoon, he was nowhere to be seen. The police soon descended on the area, but they came up with no concrete clues. Since then, there have been several theories on what happened. The Needhams believe Ben was taken and sold to human traffickers, while a now deceased digger operator allegedly confessed that Ben perished in an accident and was buried near the family home. However, while items that belong to the toddler have been found, his body has not. Number 6. Andrew Gosden. On the morning of the 14th of September 2007, Andrew Gosden went to school like any other day, only he didn't get on the bus. Instead, Gosden ventured to a cash machine and withdrew nearly all his money with £200. From there, he bought a one-way train ticket from Doncaster to London. His last confirmed sighting was on the CCTV at King's Cross Station. Beyond having relatives in London, there was no obvious idea why Gosden went to the capital. There was speculation that he went to see a band. In 2022, 2 men were arrested during the investigation of Gosden's disappearance for kidnapping and human trafficking. They've been released as the police use forensics on their devices. Number 5. The crew of Flannan Isles Lighthouse. On the 15th of December 1900, the steamer Arctur passed by the strangely unlit Flannan Isles Lighthouse. After docking, the Arctur's captain contacted the officials. They sent the relief vessel Hesperus to see what was going on. When they arrived, they set off flares to attract the attention of the lighthouse keepers, James Ducat, Thomas Marshall, and Donald MacArthur. No reaction. On closer inspection, the Hesperus crew found no flag, provision boxes, or the keepers. Inside, they discovered the table set for a meal, a living canary in a cage, and a chair toppled over. Officials investigated the area and found signs a heavy storm had battered the coast. It's likely the keepers were swept away, but no clear evidence has ever been found. Number 4. Luke Durbin. In 2006, 19-year-old Luke Durbin decided to go out on the town with his friends in Ipswich. After visiting a club, Durbin separated from his friends. He then arrived at Ipswich train station in the early hours to get back to Woolbridge, but there were no trains. So, he was next seen at a taxi office, but he had left his wallet at his friend's place. Since Durbin didn't want to call his mother and wake her, he was next spotted at 4 a.m. walking towards a bus station. This was the last time he was seen. The police were interested in a car with a fake license plate passing Durbin. Later, it was discovered Durbin was involved in selling illegal substances. Number 3. Lord Lucan. In 1974, news spread about the brutal slaying of Sandra Rivet, a nanny who worked for the aristocracy family of Lord Lucan, aka Richard John Bingham, and Veronica Mary Duncan. One evening, Rivet had gone into the basement to make tea. Later, Duncan stated she'd gone to find her as it had been a while. Quickly, she was attacked by a man she realised was Lucan. After fighting, Duncan asked him about Rivet. He soon admitted he had slain their nanny. When she saw an opportunity, Duncan ran to a nearby pub for help. In the meantime, Lucan left the house and hasn't been seen since. All the unconfirmed sightings and theories on what happened soon captured the public's imagination. Number 2. Susie Lamplugh. 25-year-old estate agent Susie Lamplugh was off to show a Mr. Kipper, according to her diary, a property in Fulham in 1986. The witness states they saw her talking to a man at the property before getting into a car. From there, she was never seen again. Lamplugh's car was discovered nearby with her purse still inside. The prime suspect for her disappearance was John Cannon, who was convicted for the slaying of Shirley Banks and for other heinous crimes. Properties belonging to Cannon and his family were searched for evidence of Lamplugh with no success. Cannon will allegedly tell the police what happened with Lamplugh after his mother's passing to not cause her any more grief. Number 1. Madeleine McCann. In recent times, the disappearance of 3-year-old Madeleine McCann became one of the most famous disappearance cases. In 2007, the McCann family were holidaying in Portugal. One evening, parents Kate and Jerry McCann left their apartment, with their children sleeping, to go to a nearby restaurant with friends. They state they went back every half hour to check on them. However, during that time, Madeleine disappeared. Various police forces descended on the area to find leads, but came up short. There have been several witnesses claiming she was taken by people, but so far, nothing's been confirmed. There have also been reports of Madeleine being spotted all across the world over the years, however, with no proof. The answers to the case have remained elusive.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojoUK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.